So when you're doing the work within an organization with other people, you probably understand it's super important for you to build trust, commitment, and voluntary cooperation with you as the leader and towards the goal that you seek to achieve. So the question is, how do we get that? How do we build trust? How do we build commitment? And how do we build voluntary cooperation within the organization, with people we seek to work with, in order for us to achieve that ultimate outcome? And the overarching umbrella is the idea of fair process, which is the idea of equality, transparency, and respect. All right, so let's get into the 3 E's of fair process. That is the foundation for building trust, commitment, and voluntary cooperation. All right, so the first E is going to be engagement. So whenever we seek to make a strategic shift, or we seek to tackle a big project, we're going to need to first engage with the people who are affected with that project, with that change, with that strategic shift. All right, so affected parties. If we don't do the work of engaging, which means to ask for their input, to consider their perspective, to have a discussion around what is going to change, then it is not showing them respect as individuals with their intelligence, with their insights, right? And so I've been in projects where I've been told that we need to do this now, and I have been nowhere in that discussion. I haven't been engaged. And so I see issues, I see problems with that approach, and I haven't had a voice at this strategic decision. And so is that going to build trust with me? Is that going to build voluntary cooperation, my willingness to support that cause? Probably not. All right. So engagement first. The second is going to be explanation. So whenever we do a process like hiring someone, like working on a project, we're going to have to deviate sometimes from the willful wishes of many people. We get their, through engagement, we get their insights, we get their input, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to make a decision, and that decision might not always be aligned with the people we engaged with. So it's incredibly important, and even if it is aligned with it, it's incredibly important that we engage with the second E, which is going to be to explain, which is essentially reassuring the people that the decision that we made was impartial. It took in all the different sources and inputs that we could, and yet at the end of the day, this is why. And not just this is the direction that we made, but why? What is the explanation behind it? What is the reasoning? And help the people that are affected also get on board regardless of what their insight might have been, right? Give them more context, give them what you're considering, give them the ideas that other people shared that the individual might have not shared. And so that is the second E when it comes to building trust, commitment, and voluntary cooperation. And finally, the third E is expectation clarity. So whenever we make a new decision, whenever we tackle something new, we're going to have new roles. People are going to have to do different things. People are going to have different responsibilities. And when we aren't clear with the expectations for each individual, then the waters get very muddy. People start to absolve themselves of responsibility and push it on. We're not clear what we should do because we don't know what our roles are. We don't know what milestones we should be hitting or what we should be aiming for. So all this, what is expected of the individuals should also become very clear as well. All right, so let's recap. In order to build more trust, cooperation, or trust, commitment, and voluntary cooperation within our organizations, with the people, with our team, then we have to engage with fair process. And fair process is built up of engagement, explanation, and expectation clarity. And when you can be a leader who provides these all the time, then you're going to have much more willingness of your team members to support your cause, to not only cooperate with it, but to voluntarily cooperate, to support and to help push it further, going beyond what is called of them. And I hope that you find that as a result as well. All right, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.